In the West Village, the grieving and the questions continue following the death of actor Philip Seymour Hoffman. Hoffman found yesterday morning in his office, dead apparently of a heroin overdose. He was found with a needle in his arm and more than 50 packets of the drug in his office. Hoffman, a brilliant character actor with a long theater pedigree as well, and the lights will dim on Broadway in his memory, but he left behind a string of memorable film performances, yet another talented entertaining light snuffed out far too soon. Here now from ABC's David Blaustein.
The clock is ticking.
Versatile, convincing, and extraordinarily talented, Philip Seymour Hoffman's performances through a whole host of roles allowed the quirky actor to quietly dominate nearly every scene. Most audiences first took notice of the stocky actor playing the tender and confused sound man trying to cope with his crush on Mark Wahlberg's Dirk Diggler in the award-winning Boogie Nights.
Can I kiss you? Scotty, can I kiss you on the mouth?
Hoffman quickly became a fixture of the indie film world, cultivating a following with performances in films like the Coen Brothers' Big Lebowski.
We've been frantically trying to reach you, dude.
His portrayal of Cream magazine journalist Lester Bangs provides a subtle key to the actor's success through philosophical musings that could have been a reflection of Hoffman himself.
We are uncool. No, while women will always be a problem for guys like us, most of the great art in the world is about that very problem. Good-looking people, they got no spine. Their art never lasts.
Despite those less-than-leading man looks, Hoffman had no problem scoring big roles. In 2005, he landed the part of Truman Capote in Bennett Miller's biographical film, artfully mimicking Capote's body language and signature lisp.
That's all I want to hear from you.
Ultimately, it was his interpretation of the character's psychological and emotional self that earned him an Academy Award. Other critically acclaimed performances followed as a charismatic leader of a budding religious movement in The Master, a priest with questionable motives in Doubt.
Above the Scotch bottle.
What?
And as the sardonic CIA agent in Charlie Wilson's War. Hoffman, who had struggled with substance abuse early in his career, had spent decades clean. Last year, though, he checked himself into a detox facility for drug abuse, including heroin. A father of three, Hoffman died Sunday morning at his home in Greenwich Village of an apparent overdose. The star of screen and stage was just 46. David Blaustein, ABC News, New York.
It's amazing, just 46 what he crammed into. There's so many roles I remember, even small roles in movies. Anything that stands out from his career for you?
Well, Capote, I remember him in The Scent of a Woman.
Yeah.
I mean, a talented Mr. Ripley. I mean, he just, Willie Loman in Death of a Salesman at the age of 46. I mean, really, way out of character in terms of the age. But he was just a brilliant actor who, he's not the first and he won't be the last of people to die as a result of drug addiction.
And Andrew, sometimes they say about actors, yeah, but he always plays the same part. That wasn't him. He played a spectrum of parts. Some funny, some tragic, some complicated, but he always managed whatever role he had in the film. You remembered him in that movie.
Yeah, he had a way of stealing scenes and really absorbing characters. There was always the one common aspect to most of his characters, a certain amount of self-loathing or self-hatred that most of the characters seemed to bring, except for the ones who were just so over-the-top obnoxious. But like Charlie Wilson's War and Almost Famous, those are the ones that I immediately thought of, and too many of these stories, too many of these taken too soon stories.
A great actor, he will be missed, but it's a sign of what drugs can do, universal to all of our communities.
Don, he was clean by all accounts for a couple decades. So when people say, I'm an addict, a recovering addict, an addict here, and people say, oh, it's behind him, they'll tell you it can come back, and as we saw tragically,
it's a disease.
Absolutely.
It's a disease.
It's a better way to put it. All right, everyone, when we come back here, we're going to take a look back, or a look forward, I should say, to if you think the worst of the weather's behind us, you're going to think again here. You will going to do a double take when you see might be coming as early as this weekend, if not before. Stay with us.